How you guys doing today? Today I want to talk about 4 ways that you can pay off your debt very, very fast. So stay tuned. My name is Jay, and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector. Now, I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from skip tracing to collecting to management, and I've owned 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 8 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. Let's go. Be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel as it is growing. Thank you guys for those of you who have supported this channel, who comment, who like the videos, who have subscribed, who have shared the videos. Be sure to continue to do that. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you guys with regards to that. When paying off debt, the most efficient way to actually understand where your finances are and what to do. I wasn't going to say this in the beginning. I was just going to get into the 4 topics, but I want you to be as much prepared as you need to be with regards to paying off your debt, right? So one of the things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to figure out your budget. I don't know how many people, how many clients I get that come to me, friends and family that come to me who, obviously have to start paying down their debt with regards to getting it taken care of, and they don't necessarily understand how to do it, or they know that they have to do it, but they're trying to figure out the best way to go with regards to doing that. And I always start with your budget. Write down all your bills that you pay on a monthly budget. Obviously, you look at how much money you have coming in, and you want to look at, like I always say, the luxuries versus your necessities. Necessities are stuff that you have to pay, i.e. rent, your gas and electric bill, etc., etc. Luxuries are stuff that you don't necessarily need, that you may have. Maybe that Netflix account, maybe some other subscriptions that you may be paying for on a monthly basis that you don't necessarily need. Now, understand something. Even though a lot of those subscriptions could be $5.99, $10.99, $15.99, they seem small. Once you add all that up on top of whatever it is that you did have left over with regards to your bills after you paid all your necessities, then you have a chunk of money that's left over. And the more detailed you get with regards to your budget and eliminating luxuries, the better, more amount of money that you will have with regards to taking care of your debt in general. And that's what I recommend that you do, because you may find out that you're spending $100 to $120 on stuff that you don't necessarily need, and you can use that to pay off your debt. So budget first, okay? So now let's get into the 4 methods to actually pay your debt off very, very fast. Number 1, the debt snowball method. If you haven't heard of this method, this is what it basically is. Basically, you look at your lowest balances on your credit cards. I think that this is a great way to get started, this snowball effect, because you start seeing the effect of stuff going fast. So for instance, depending on how much debt you have in general, the lowest balance debts that you have, you want to take a majority of your money and pay that off. But on the other debts that you have, whether they're big or small, you want to pay the minimum payment on those accounts. So basically, you pay the minimum payments on all the rest of your accounts, whatever that minimum payment is, and then the lowest balance, that chunk of money that you have left over because you budgeted and you know how much you have, you apply that towards the lowest balance until it's paid off. And once that one's paid off, you go to the next lowest and the next lowest, and then eventually you'll get to that high balance, and because you've been doing this snowball effect, all those accounts will be paid off, and then you can tackle that large balance account where you're throwing chunks of money at it until it's obviously paid off. That is called the debt snowball method. The second way is the debt avalanche pay. Now, in this method, what you're doing is you're paying your loans with the high interest rate first. So similar to the other one, you're taking the majority amount of your money and you're paying it towards the high interest rates, right? Because the high interest rates are going to kill you with regards to paying that small minimum payment. But you start out with the one with the highest interest rate and you tackle that one first. That way, when you're paying it And then with the other debt, obviously you're still paying the minimum balance, but you're getting rid of the highest interest first, which means you're going to save the most amount of money in that time span. That is the second method with regards to taking care of it. Number 3 is to take out a personal debt consolidation loan. Now with this, obviously, these are for people whose credit is in a better situation. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you anyone can get a debt consolidation loan. The idea here is to get a debt consolidation loan with a lower interest rate than the average of all the debt that you have in general, because you want to pay a lower amount. And so basically you get the debt consolidation loan for all of that debt, and then you make a one-time payment to that debt consolidation loan. It shows that all your other debt was paid off, which will help your FICO score. And this debt consolidation loan is an installment loan. As long as you keep making those payments on time and you eventually pay that debt off, that's one way to get rid of all of your debt in general, is with the debt consolidation loan. I've had clients do that, and that works wonders as well. And then the fourth and last method to pay off your debt really fast, which I would recommend that everybody do, is, if you're able to do this, is a balance transfer. Obviously out there's a lot of credit cards out there. We're talking about people who haven't allowed their credit card debt and their installment debt to go to collections. This is a way with a credit card balance transfer. A lot of these credit cards will allow you to transfer money for free on one big credit card. And it's similar to the debt consolidation loan. You just pay on that credit card. Make sure that interest rate is lower than what the other credit cards that you have. And it makes it a lot easier so that way you don't have to remember trying to pay 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 different loans and credit cards that you have. It's all on one card. You make those transactions, and that'll take care of it. So those are the 4 ways with regards to paying your debt off fast. Keep those things in mind. Remember, first budget your money, and then you can figure out of the 4 options what will be the best situation with regards to getting it taken care of. The bigger the chunk that you have left over, once getting rid of those luxuries and just keeping on to the necessities, that's what it is. Understand, building and cleaning up your credit is going to take sacrifice. And within that sacrifice, that may mean that there's some things that you typically like or want, whether it's eating out or whatever the circumstance is, that you're going to have to buckle down for 6 months to 2 years and get rid of that stuff to get rid of this debt. And then obviously once you get rid of the debt, make sure you use your credit cards like debit cards the next time around, and it can keep you from paying any interest on any of the credit cards, as well as purchasing stuff that you don't really need and then getting yourself in that same situation to have to need the help again. Okay? Now, there's all those freebies down below. Goodwill letter, pay to delete, cease and desist letter. Check that stuff out. It'll help you out with regards to that. I'm giving a free 30-minute consultation. Within that consultation, we'll take a bird's eye view look at your credit report, and then we will figure out the best method with regards to getting your credit report into the great credit standings that you actually deserve, okay? And I'll help you do that. And, whether it's a good fit or not a good fit, we'll figure that out. Chances are it'll probably, depending on what your situation, your circumstance is, we can help you get that credit on the right path. The other 2 things that we have down there is an inquiry removal kit, as well as a DIY credit repair kit. And those are for people who I would recommend that you have enough savvy, you understand the credit business, you understand everything with regards to that. It'll help you with regards to getting those negative items and inaccurate items off of your credit report. Now, if you have any questions about debt or credit, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as always, you be great.